Today's video addresses the ramification for buyers' failure to pay the option fee. As you well know, failure to pay the option fee under the contract means that the buyer does not have the option to terminate. But what happens when the buyer fails to pay the option fee and then terminates the contract during the option period anyway? Is the buyer in default so that the seller is entitled to the earnest money at that point? The answer to that question is no. The buyer has simply lost his right to terminate under the option period, but that does not necessarily mean buyer is in default of the contract. If the buyer fails to perform under the other terms of the contract, then buyer may be in default and subject to default remedies afforded the seller. There are many contingencies under the contract that would allow the buyer to terminate if those contingencies are not satisfied or waived, such as title or survey objections, which seemingly minor would give the buyer an out and the ability to receive a refund of the earnest money. Those performance contingencies occur later in the process of the contract, and until the buyer defaults under those, the seller is not entitled to the earnest money. Frustration then occurs when the buyer sets inspections within the 3-day of the option period and terminates after inspections but before paying the option fee. Is there any way the seller can enforce payment of the option fee? Other than forcing the buyer to proceed under the terms of the contract and making buyer use another contingency to get out, there's really nothing the seller can do. My suggestion is, for any buyer scheduling inspections within the 3-day option period, the seller should require payment of the option fee before providing access to the house for inspections. These are interesting issues that we continue to face in this market, and I try to share with you what I hear, and I hope you find these videos helpful in your business. Allegiance Title is your resource for results. Thank you.